Hello, everyone. We're getting set up for our Art on Arkansas talk with Adaja Cooper today. Super excited about that. Let's see, where am I going to put this plate? Throw that over there. Hello, everybody. If you could go ahead and start sharing this video. We are about to bless your ears today, and we need to bless everybody's ears. Today we have a young lady by the name of Adaja Cooper. She's in college. She's a visual artist, and she's responsible for the Ain't I a Woman mural on 7th Street that was recently painted. So if you could just go ahead, stay tuned in as we allow more people to come in. And Adaja, she will be with us shortly, but in the meantime, in between time, share this video. You never know who you can help or inspire. And hey, Anthony, how's it going in High Springs? Do y'all have any new projects coming up? Working on anything new? And I have the sniffles today, y'all, so I'm at home trying to get hydrated. Okay. Wish the light was a little better. There we go. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for tuning in. If you all could just share the video. Excuse me. All right, so we're about to go ahead and get started. Again, if you're watching, if you're tuned in right now, you have tuned into a party. It's not really a party, but we're gonna have fun, and we will be inspired today with this young lady that we have coming on. So I'm super excited. I'm about to go ahead and bring Adaja Cooper online. So to all my people out there, I want you to send us a silent applause, because we can't really hear you. You know, we're living in a digital age, so I gotta pretend like y'all are giving me energy. I'm so excited. Hey, Adaja.
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay, I just need this. This sound is not like me at all. Okay, let me just take it off. Hey.
Hey, how are you doing?
Now, this is what I call a background.
Right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So how are you doing today?
Good. I had class and the weather is, doing its thing, but it's a good
Doing
day.
this thing. Wow. So I thought I had a nice background. I want mine to look like yours. So
Thank
we'll go
you.
ahead and jump into it. And Adaja, again, I'm excited to have you here. I think you are a really dope artist, and to be young and making the moves you already have, I'm super proud of you. So this is very special to have you here on the Arkansas Arts Council Art on Arkansas interview today. Like, I need your autograph, basically. So yeah,
Happy to
Adaja.
be here.
So again, Adaja Cooper, she is a visual artist. She's in college, and I actually met her at Hendrix, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I get Hendrix and Henderson mixed up, but I met her at Hendrix College. There was a showcase that was happening, and she literally did a painting while somebody sung or did a poem.
Yeah, they were singing.
Right. She did a live painting while somebody was singing, and that really just blew my mind. So to see her do that, and then to see her now, I can catch her. She literally is a hustler too, and I really love this too. Down in downtown Little Rock, I passed her on several occasions, standing outside selling her art. Recently at a curator's market, she was out selling her art too, and that's one of the things I admire about artists who create things, and then you get out there to put it in other people's face to let the world know that you exist, because you have a very unique style that I really love, and it's very consistent. So again, I'm just impressed to be so young and like already have like an art identity That's big. So we got so much to talk about. I'll try not to keep you too long. So just to go ahead and start. And I don't know if I told you this, but I'm the Arts and Education Program Manager for the Arts Council. So I'm really big on incorporating art into academics because it has its place there, teaching kids creativity and how to expand and use their own minds. So my first question to you is, how did you even get started with the arts?
It was in high school, officially, but I've been doodling like most of my life,
Mm-hmm.
like elementary school, middle school. But in high school, I would say like around 11th grade year is when I really started taking it seriously. And I had an art teacher named Rex Deloney, and he
Oh,
just
wow.
he helped me fall in love with the medium of painting. And ever since then, like I just love it. And I just try to incorporate into like, as many aspects of my life as I can.
Wow. So, and you said Deloney. I know that name. I hear it all the time. So he's pretty popular. So that's cool to have had him. That's awesome. Okay. So how do you feel like art has impacted your life? You know.
That's a good question. See, I try not to really for me it's like a therapy tool. I use it
Mm-hmm.
to it just it's really relaxing and calming for me, but I try not to rely on it too much. Like as my only form of comfort. But it's had a huge impact, especially this year being in quarantine, having to stay home. I have a lot more time to paint. So
Right.
it's really allowed me to have a different voice than, using words. I can express like messages through other forms, which is really nice. Because I'm not the most talkative person, so my paintings kind of help talk for me. Um, Let me see. Yeah, it's really impacted my life. Huge
Okay.
impact.
Awesome. Well, one of the biggest things I knew I wanted to be able to bring you on to talk about is the fact that you painted a whole mural on 7th Street. So tell me, how did that opportunity come about and what was the process like in creating that piece? Like, did you do it alone? Like, how I can't even wrap my mind around how you even did something on such a large scale. So please tell us how the opportunity was presented and what the process was like.
Cool. So I have my art displayed at the House of Art, and while it was displayed, a man named Jose Hernandez came by, and he was saying, "Oh, do you think she would like a mural?" And of course, I'm like, "Yes, of course." So that happened like during the week, and that weekend I was out painting. So I came up with the idea based off another painting that I did, and it's titled Day 13. And so that same pose of the woman is what I used for the mural. But I wanted to change the message a little bit. So I added women who were affected by the police system or the medical system just to make it a
Right.
Black feminism piece. And so how I went about it was I had to kind of grid out the wall because I didn't know what wall I was gonna get like when I got there. So I had to grid it out, and that helped me like make sure that this line isn't too crooked or this one is still straight. And so I just blocked off like the different colors that I needed. I made a lot of runs to Home Depot because I didn't, I didn't know like what I was getting myself into. But yeah, I used a lot of spray paint as well to like sketch it out. And yeah, the rest is history.
Wow.
And
So
I
you
did
did
do it
this?
alone, but I had moral support. I had a lot of moral support. So
Wow. So how long did it take?
2 days, so the weekend.
Wow. That's pretty big. That's very impressive. Now on to an even bigger thing. Well, not even bigger thing, but something that happened with it being defaced twice. What was that like for you to, create a piece and then somebody come in destroy it two times?
It was very devastating, really heartbreaking, like the second time. The first time I was kind of expecting like a little vandalism, but nothing like to that extreme. And the second time for someone to put in, even more effort to try and silence the message, it was
Wow.
heartbreaking. It probably hurt more the second time. than the first. But I would say like the 7th Street mural community like really helped out the whole situation. Like it, because I don't know, I was just so frustrated, but they really had my back. Like they still do. We all do. But like without them, man, I would have been really messed up about it. So,
Wow. Okay. And one of our listeners wanted to know, like, why did you expect vandalism?
well, when it comes to public art, you kind of get presenting it to the public, and anything from like rain or accidents can happen, and with it being around nature too, I was expecting it to, get scuffed up a little bit. And with the message that it has, with it being for Black women, um, I was just expecting like a little something. And that happens to a lot of murals. It'll get vandalized, something small, but I just wasn't expecting it to go to that extreme because they did,
Right.
take a whole bucket of paint, and it was just mine, which was even weirder. So
Right. Right. I thought that was really crazy. So what inspired you to go back the second time? Like I know when something like that happens, it can feel real discouraging. Like you can almost, disconnect and be like, oh, they're going to keep doing this. So I'm not going to do it again. But I just thought it was so beautiful that you were resilient and you decided, hey, I have a message that I want to deliver. I will not be silenced. And especially as a woman and a Black woman, so to go back a second time to redo that whole painting, what made you go back? What made you do it again and say, I'm going to repaint this?
I think I really owed it to the women, like the names of the women who were on the mural,
Wow.
to like just make sure their stories continue to be told.
Hmm.
And like just the fact that it got covered up just proves like what my mural is trying to talk about.
Wow.
Just the the oppression of Black women in this country. It's there's no questioning that. And so for it to get covered up, I was like, okay, like you just proved the point. So
Mm,
I feel like I had to try and reveal slash erase history. It's not no
right.
way to erase history, but just to uncover like injustices that have happened. Um,
Right.
so that's why I do have names like Henrietta Lacks or Breonna Taylor, and so I just felt like I owed it to them.
Right.
Also, I feel like my mom would have just, made me do it even if I didn't want to.
Mm,
But there was always in the back of my head, like I knew that I would have to repaint it.
right. Well, that's impressive. Again, kudos to you. Tanya said because to reply to Scarlett, I believe she said because we have vandalism throughout the year, and Scarlett said, "Is it the messages? What about the project makes people want to vandalize these murals?" I think you kind of touched on that question, but if you want to add something, you can. And Melissa said, "So powerful." So did you?
The message.
Okay.
Oh, well, I think I don't want to go too deep into it, but just with the impact of like current social movements, and there's like a lot of tension politically, and
Hmm.
that message could kind of, I don't know, just make people angry. I don't
Hmm.
know why it would, but it was always meant to support Black women. It wasn't meant to bring anyone else down. It was just to show my support for the Black women and everything that we've been through in history. So,
Right. Right. Okay. So thank you for answering that question again. Um,
um,
so I know that was a big highlight of your career, but I did want to give you an opportunity to just kind of expound on some highlights of your career, like thus far, because you have so much further to go because you're so young. But up until now, what have been some highlights of your artist career as far as like, any pivotal learning moments or any other grand opportunities that you have, any awards that you may have won? Just give us some of those highlights. of your visual art career?
Cool. In high school, I it was the second time I went to this competition, but it's called the what's it called? Um, AXO National Competition, and it's part of the NAACP. So they host this big national competition. You start locally, and then you move on. And it was my second time competing nationally, and it was like the last time I'd be eligible because it's only for high school students. And it was in Detroit. First of all, Detroit is so beautiful, and it was just incredible to be there. Like I was just excited to be in the city. I almost forgot about the competition, but I was there and I had to like present paintings and a drawing, and I ended up winning bronze, so third place, and that was probably one of the biggest highlights only because it's really humbling being around so many talented people, especially from all around the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a lot of friends, whole lot of friends, and the fact that I
Mm-hmm.
won still just it just warms my heart. So it was a really incredible experience.
Right. Okay. So being in Detroit, Detroit is pretty big on art too. You know, their culture, their art culture is pretty big, especially
Yes.
performing arts too. Rex
Mhm.
Deloney is watching. How about that?
Yay.
Do you think these murals will bring about social change? Maybe make people think more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's a thinking piece, just like poetry, music, or even like music videos. They it's not meant to immediately make change, but maybe it'll spark someone to, make a bigger change. I think with it being a public mural, it it's able to just impact like a variety of people. Um, for example, like if you're riding down the street, if you're walking, pictures go a long way as well. So I definitely think that it'll make a social change, hopefully make a social change.
Oh, it will definitely, especially the hoops you have to jump through. I think your
Yeah.
message, you're getting your message through, and I really like that question because we think about art and how it like literally impacts us. Like we don't realize like the things that we consume again with our like eyes and ears really dictates how we think, feel, and behave. So to have a piece like that, I think it plants seeds into our subconscious to recognize that women are valuable, black women are valuable, all women are valuable, and just to be able to view those kind of pieces in just like random moments where you're just driving down the street, it again, it goes into
Mm.
your subconscious and you begin to develop um, a more sense of value for the things that we often overlook. So I love art because of the impact that it has. Love it, love it. Now, my next question is how important do you think art is in education? Like, how important is it to have in the schools?
Oh my goodness, it is so important. I remember in middle school, we had this project, and I forgot what class it was. I think it was English, and the assignment was you can either write like a small essay, a short essay, or you can make like an artistic piece about the assignment. It was maybe like a book or something. And I remember just thinking like, wow, like I get to use, one of my gifts for an assignment. That's not something you would see in like your core classes. Art sometimes felt like another option, like a elective, something that you didn't have
Mhm.
to do
Right.
or that you shouldn't focus on. And
Wow.
so I think that it's definitely important to incorporate into as many subjects as possible because not everyone is able to speak fluently or have like these superb mathematical skills.
I
And
agree.
so for you to use like, yeah, right. So for you to like incorporate other forms of knowledge, which it is knowledge, um,
Hmm.
I think is really important. It also just adds to the value of the form, the art form.
Hmm.
Um, like growing up, it kind of felt like oh, as an artist, you won't make any money. You shouldn't try and excel in that field. So it just felt it didn't feel like the it didn't feel like it was placed as heavy as math or science, the STEM field. So I think it's really important to just let kids do what they are inclined to do, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's art or reading, science, math, any of that. So,
Right. I'm definitely with you. I think with art, because you get the freedom to like create whatever comes to your mind, it teaches you how to think for yourself and not be told what to think. I think a lot of times, and especially with this, just the system that we've been accustomed to traditionally, it's always taught us how to think and not how to think for ourselves. So with art, I think it gives children an opportunity to exercise their own critical thinking skills and to learn not to be afraid. I think art teaches fearlessness. I know sometimes if I say a word that's not really a word in the dictionary, I always say, oh, I'm a poet. So if I said it's a word, it's a
yeah.
word. So it makes you step outside of like the social norms and not be so attached to the fact that, oh, it's not in the dictionary, so it must mean it's not a word. No, if I piece together some letters from the alphabet, if it made sense to me, we're gonna make it a word. And even like just with visual arts, you get to create images that may not even exist, but in your mind, you have the freedom to literally create what you want. And that is a superpower. So what I want you to know that you are a superhero. You are a magical being to be able to craft something like that. I think people who can draw like that are like magical people, for your eyes and your hands to be able to conceive this idea and like put it on paper and for it to create an image for other people to consume and be affected by. That is a power, and I hope you do not take that lightly. Hey, Janice, Rebecca, Tanya said the vandalism was terrible, but it only elevated her voice and message every time she had to come back and fix it. I agree. I agree. And my so my last question, well, one that I sent you anyway, is what advice would you give any upcoming artist?
Ooh, I would definitely say to stick with it. Because like I understand like it could be hard sometimes trying to put it aside, thinking that it's not worth it, but to definitely stick with it, and even if it's not something you want to pursue as a career, it's nice to have like a creative, you know, hobby that you can take your mind off of. Um, Also, keep your old artwork. It's really nice to see progress, and I have like sketchbooks filled with little doodles and drawings, and it's really nice to just go back and see what I was thinking or how I was feeling. Just like little diaries that people keep. That's what it feels like for me.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And let's see. Are all the artworks behind Adaja hers? Her work is amazing. I'm curious, how should people think about art? Is it talent or practice or both? Hmm.
Hmm. Okay, yes,
So
this is all my artwork. And thank you. Let me see. That's an interesting question. Is it
that
talent
is.
or practice or both? Interesting. Because when you say practice, it makes me feel like it's it's something that you actively try and improve, and maybe even something that you use as a career. Um, Practice, and then talent. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Right. Because what I'm thinking when I hear that question is, do you think some people are naturally born artists or is something that you have to practice to become?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. Nice. Interesting. I definitely think it's something that you practice. Ooh, yeah, practice.
Look, I'm
Um,
with Because I think about singing. I wish I could sing like every day. I
Yeah.
try. I really do, but it is
Mhm.
not happening for me. So that has led me to believe that God or whatever the universe, whoever you identify with, has given certain superpowers to certain people. And I did not get the voice. Now I can write, I can do poetry, but for
Yeah.
some reason my vocals, they don't do what I need them to do in the night. So I think we a lot of people are naturally gifted with an ability
Mhm.
to perform certain artistic talents, like sing, to create visual
Yeah.
art, to write poetry. Because doing poetry, I always feel like, oh yeah, this is natural. But then you'll have a lot of people say, I can't do that. But in my mind, because I've naturally been able to do it, I always say, yeah, you can do it too. It's easy. But the truth of the matter is, it's not easy for a lot of people. Like some gifts are just um, given to us, and even with those natural gifts, we can hone in on them and build them and practice to become better. So, like someone said in the comments, it's a combination. I believe that it's definitely a
Yeah.
combination. Janet Perkins said, "I respect your determination. Your work is so important." Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody is saying both. Most artists are born with the talent, but you have to practice. I'm,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. That I agree with that.
Yeah. So, what's next for you, and how can the people access your work?
Awesome. So you can access through my website. It's adajacooperstudio.com. And I have prints available. I also have just images of my work as well. And I'm also active on Instagram, and that's Adaja Cooper, just at Adaja Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
And my Twitter, Facebook, Adaja Cooper. I'm real consistent, so it's just my name.
Right.
Um, thank you. And next, I have upcoming shows. Painting, painting. um, I also want to like branch out when it comes to getting my art out there, making stickers and trying to get T-shirts.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
trying to stay busy.
Right. Well, I definitely have seen you. So I encourage you to keep working, keep striving. Tanya said, "Will Adasia have art for sale on the 7th this Sunday?"
Yes, I will at the Day of the Dead celebration slash art market. I will have art available. So
Oh, that's awesome.
you're
I'll be there.
hey, awesome.
Day of the Dead. Okay. So everybody that is tuned in right now, please be sure to check out Adaja's work. You can follow her on all platforms, basically at Adaja Cooper. Her website is adajacooperstudios.com. So be sure just to check it out. Send a positive message, sprinkle some more magic on this young talented individual, and just send love, light, and good energy. Adasia, again, it's been fun. If there's anything else you wanted to add, I'll let you go ahead and close us out.
Thank you so much again. This was amazing. Just such a great conversation. And I really enjoyed talking to you. So thank you for the opportunity.
Most definitely. So we'll definitely have to get something else going, something big. All
Yes.
right. Well, have a good day. Enjoy college. I know you have to get back to work. And Rex Deloney, this is perfect. We'll read his last word. He said, "Good job."
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Be sure to share and support. Have a good day. Bye.
Hey.